Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Jesse's Garage. We're excited to have you here again with us in our little playground, our little area where we like to hang out and do some cool stuff. So again, welcome. If you're new to the channel, wow, I hope you sit back, grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the show. So today we're on Toolbox Tour number 3. Now, if you've been following along, remember we started off with the garage tour and then we did the Milwaukee boxes. The last video we did the Proto box. Now we're getting ready to do our 84-inch Husky box, which houses a lot of Craftsman type stuff in it. So kind of show you how we kind of put together some collections and kind of go from there. So we're going to jump into that, just lickety split. But before we do, in my last video, or actually not the Proto box, but the Milwaukee boxes, Greg from Michigan actually made a comment. He said, "Hey Jesse, you missed a door in one of those Milwaukee boxes." And lo and behold, I went back and looked at the video because I thought, Greg, you're crazy. I didn't miss nothing. And so I went back and I looked, and sure enough, I missed a door. So nothing special in there, but we have a couple 9 or 10 inch, something like that, grinders, a 4-inch grinder, some chargers and stuff like that. So sorry I missed that. Doggone it, I can't believe I missed that. But anyway, so the mystery is solved now, now that you know. So, okay, well, like I said, we're going to jump into this 84-inch Husky box and kind of show you our Craftsman, and that's kind of what I've been kind of dedicating in that box. We have some older stuff and some newer stuff, and just a combination of all kinds of stuff. So you ready? All right, enough talking. I know you said, Jesse, shut up. You're making your videos too long. We need to jump in. Okay, here we go. Okay, we are back. Now we're at our 84-inch toolbox where we go through and house some of our Craftsman stuff. So we'll start off with this top drawer. As you can see, this top drawer is the widest drawer and also the deepest drawer in the box. And so when we're looking at this, what's really cool is that we have some pretty neat pieces in here. Probably one of my favorites is, actually my favorite is actually going to be this old Craftsman. And as you can see here, it's a Craftsman underline, and it's the BE series. Now what makes this so special is that when you come and look at it here, it's what they call a amber handled ratchet. And so you can see how it has that amber handle on it. Check out that blue. Man, it's just nice and clean and pops. Now, I bought this set when I was over in Massachusetts, and I happened to go through, and actually I was in Maine, and I happened to pull up a good radius, and I seen a gentleman had this in a toolbox. And so the toolbox and the amber handle stuff with some of these sockets over here for $250. It was 2 hours away from the Airbnb I was staying, and I thought, man, I got to go get that. So the gentleman held it for me, and I made the trip, and immediately hopped in the car and took off that way. And wow, man, I am so happy I scored this. So now I didn't do anything with it. I just left it alone. And so I just wanted to kind of leave it that way. It came with the ratchet. It also came with this breaker bar. And if you'll notice on the amber handle itself, it is clean, clean, clean. A lot of times when I see them online, sometimes you see that they're chipped out, broken, cracked out like crazy, but not these. The amber on this is just brilliant. It looks really, really nice. And so as you can see, it's a Craftsman BE, amber handle matching it, 1/2-inch breaker bar. Now I happened to score this one along my travels as well, and check this out. Now this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes they're cracked out. Now it was a pretty good deal, so I went ahead and picked it up anyways, and especially since you can't hardly find them. I don't know, maybe you folks can tell me if you run across these. You can see we're starting to crack out just a little bit right there. But I went ahead and picked it up because it was a good deal, and I did not have the 3/8 inch for this. And so I got that now. So we got a 1/2-inch breaker bar, 3/8 inch breaker bar. I was over in Canada, and right across the state line, I seen this little bad boy, amber handled as well. Now this has this anvil that'll go through and pull out. So we can use a 1/4 inch just like that. And then it does have the the on and off right here. So you can turn it on or off that way. Or you can pull this out, incidentally, and you might have noticed that I got this other one over here, and I can put that in there. Now it turns into a 3/8. And so away I go. And so how awesome is that, right? And so we have that there. Now, when I picked this up, incidentally, you might notice there's a little bit of a change here. So these are aftermarket. So it did not come with it. And likely, just being a realist, I don't know that I'll ever find a set or the anvil that's actually going to go to this. I look every single time I go to an estate sale, garage sale, but I don't ever find those. But anyways, so we got this one here as well. Now you might notice this one here. This one is the same thing, Craftsman underline BE, but it does not have the amber handle. So I went through and just left this one just as it was. But it's still in great working condition. Look at that. I have not got into it. I have not done anything with it. I just love that little bad boy right there. You might notice over here I also have a 1/4 inch breaker bar. And so the BE series, awesome, love that. Got a spinner handle that is this kind of amber look as well. Got a breaker bar, so a T-bar here. And so same thing, BE. So this is where I try to house some of those types of items in here. Is that now I also, inside that box, I also got this Craftsman. And if you haven't seen that video on this amber handle, it's on my channel, so you need to go look that up. Because it's really pretty remarkable. But anyways, so this is a 1/2 inch extension, and then I got the longer one, the 10-inch extension as well. Let's make sure, yep, so the BE series, and so we have that. And so inside these ratchets and breaker bars are these little rods that fit in it, so that way you can go through and have more leverage and have that. So I've been able to pick up a few of those along the way. And then on this side, I also have the speed wrench that went with it as well. Man, look at this. This thing is beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So when I turn those handles, it just, man, beautiful shape that way. So the same thing, Craftsman BE. It was a matching set. And incidentally, so we won't spend a lot of time on this because we're already eating up a lot of time. But as we go through, you might notice my little documentation over here. This is the set. So I got the toolbox, I got the ratchets and some of the sockets and such like that. So that's what I'm trying to match on this side. And so as we get going, we also have the sockets that came with it. And so I'll pull out just one of the sockets. You notice our largest one that's over here is going to be our BE, and it is going to be, let's see here, I'm missing the size, no, 1 1/8. And so again, I haven't cleaned it up, I just left it as is. And so it sits on this little magnet rail that's right over here. Now you'll notice on this side I also have another collection that I've been collecting and I've been finding right along the way. This little box, incidentally, was one that I found just at an estate sale. And so it had that old logo right here. So I decided I wanted to keep that as well. Now this ratchet that goes inside here, so that box incidentally was part of this little kit here. Now this ratchet isn't an actual Craftsman ratchet, so it's not the one that actually goes in it, but it's this style of ratchet that we have here. And so I just keep it here just so I can have a little reminder of what I need to be out looking for if I run across those. So this blue box right over here, a really cool find. I found the box at an estate sale for $5. And so when you open it up, notice it has that gold label here, that oval label for Craftsman, underlined C all the way, the long C. And so that's beautiful. Now I bought it for $5, and then I posted it on a Facebook group on Craftsman Collectors. And I said, hey guys, I said, can you help me out? What are the wrenches that go to this? And so they described them to me. And I went back and I was able to find 4 of the 6. So it has to have this, incidentally, if you're ever looking for some, has to have the long C, has to have the word vanadium, and then when you flip it over, it has to have the CI on the back right-hand side of the wrench. And so, my goodness, this gentleman, and I was late. I probably hit this on day 2 or something like that. So they have been picked over a lot. Everybody just missed the box, incidentally. And so we looked through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wrenches. We were able to find 4, but I couldn't get all 6. Man, that bums me out. So I'm on the lookout for the next larger size than 11/16, and then the smaller size for the 1/2 inch. So probably going to be the 7/16 and the size up from there. So as we get going, that's what we're looking at there. So it goes, incidentally, 1/2 inch. What I have is 1/2 inch, 9/16, 5/8, and 11/16. So what would that be, 3/4, if I'm thinking correctly? So I got a lot of stuff going on here, so you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong that way. Okay, over here I have some wrenches. Again, they're all the long C stuff. And so that's kind of my criteria. It has to have that long C or a BE series that's coming in here. And so that is cool. I got some pliers. You might have remembered I got this in a auction lot. And so this one is some duckbill pliers. Man, love these things. So they're beautiful that way. Again, some other wrenches just picked up here and there along the way. And so love that. Got a tappet wrench that's over here as well. And so it has that long C on it, so I put that in there. All right, so this is basically what I have in this drawer here, right? And so that's kind of cool. All right, let's go to the next drawer. And so our next drawer is going to be here, and that's going to be my double line V, or my flying V drawer is what I call it. And so as I come through and open that up, this is what it looks like here. And so let's see if I can kind of lower us down just a little bit, just to kind of get us in frame just a little bit more. And then, so with this one here, you'll notice I got some sockets that I'm building up on this side. I also have some extensions that are over here on this side as well. And so that makes it pretty nice. So I got some 1/2 inch, some 3/8, some 1/4 inch. I got some punches that have this double line on it as well. So I thought those were kind of cool. Over here on this side, I got some breaker bars. And so I got some 1/2 inch and some 3/8, which is what this is. And then I also have some 1/4 inch breaker bars as well that are over here, some T-handle breaker bars. And so got over here, we got this pipe wrench. And so how cool is that, right? And so we don't hardly ever find those. But again, there's that double line V, or that flying V that we're talking about. So that is one of the things we have in here. So that's kind of cool. Let's see here. Let's start off on this side. So I'm going to move the camera over just a little bit. And so with this one here, we have a 1/2 inch breaker bar. So this is like 16 inches, I believe, something like that. I haven't done anything to this. I haven't cleaned it up or anything. It's just here. So now you might notice after the breaker bar, incidentally, I got some of these ratchets that we have going on here. And so we got this 1/2 inch ratchet, but you'll notice that they're the, let's make sure, yep, double line V, flying V, but they're also the butterfly lever ratchet here as well. Man, for a long time, these things just eluded me like crazy. I just couldn't find them. And then all of a sudden, the end of this year or last year, I started to find them. So those are cool. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I couldn't find any, and then now I found 4. And so we got 4 of those now in 1/2 inch. We got another double line V here, and then more of a pear head, box head. Am I thinking that right? So there's those. You'll notice I also now get into the 3/8, and so this is the 3/8 long, and it also has the butterfly lever on that one as well. And then we got a couple breaker bars, and then I got 4 more of the 3/8. And so one of this, I think this one here was sent into the channel, so we love that. Beautiful, beautiful. So we got 4 of those, and then we got a round head fine tooth with the push lever that's here as well, and so that's kind of cool. And then we got some 1/4 inch. So I got a couple of 1/4 inch with the butterfly levers. So I love those. Oh, and then from there you'll notice that I also have some other variations of the double V here, and then we got some breaker bars. And then you may have noticed this one sitting there. This thing has been on my bucket list for a long, long time. And so this is that little speed handle, and so a little stubby. And man, probably can't even hardly hear it. It runs that smooth. So I love that. So anyways, I've been hunting for that bad boy for a long, long time. Finally got it. So that's a part of my, my collection now. So I love that. And so as we move over just a little bit more, let's see what else we have here in this drawer. You might notice that I didn't know where to put it, so I just put it in this drawer. It's been sitting here for a minute. So this is going to be a Crown logo. Man, look how clean that logo is there. Isn't that gorgeous? So this is a drill bit set. See if I can open it up. And so as we go through and open this up, we can see, and get it open just right, and get the labeling just right. Look how clean that labeling is there. Man. And so I remember when I first got this, we verified all of the bits. They were the matching bits that go with this set. They all have the same marking. And notice, man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Seen this sitting on the table by the checkout stand at an estate sale. Paid up for it a little bit. It was like 25 bucks, I think. But my goodness, where are you going to find that in that condition, right? So how beautiful is that? Now, you remember this box. I had this in one of my tool haul videos. I bought the box for $2. And so you'll notice it has the Craftsman embedded name down here. But when you open it up, here's what's inside. So you'll notice that all of these are double line V's. And so it came with all the sockets. It came with the little bar that goes inside the breaker bar, but it did not come with the breaker bar. So it was $2 for everything except for that. And so I looked and looked, and finally I ran across an estate sale where a gentleman had one of these, and I picked it up. And so now I got a complete set. So man, how awesome is that? I think maybe it was like $5 to $10 for the breaker bar, but it gave me a complete matching set. And so I may have let's see here, so $7 to $12 in this whole set. Man, love that. Where are you going to find that, right? And so here I have my little red box, and inside this little red box, incidentally, this is just where I keep some ignition wrenches, the old Craftsman stuff, made in USA. Got some miscellaneous stuff down there. So nothing special, just kind of keeps it all together. So I love that. So there you go. So there's this box or this drawer that we have here. So I hope you enjoyed that. So we have some more drawers to go through. We'll try to speed it up since we're trying to make this video not be so crazy long. So let's kind of go down from there, since we're talking about the double line V stuff here. Let's kind of see what we have here. So let me see if I can lower it down just a little bit more. We can get a little bit closer even. And so you might notice that we have combination wrenches here. And so the combination wrenches on this particular one are going to go up to 1 inch. And I did not realize until I started getting this a little bit more organized that these combination wrenches have been escaping me. I didn't know. I thought I had a lot more than that, but that's what I have. And so we have those 1 inch all the way down to, it looks like probably 11/32. Yep, 11/32 that we have here. And so how awesome is that, right? So we got those. Now this drawer has a lot of room for me to fill. And so we come over here just right to the side of it, since we're dealing with this double line V stuff. We're going to come over here and pull this out just a little bit, and you'll notice that I have some double box end here and then double open end on this side. So the largest I go on the double box end is going to be 1 inch and 1/8, and then 1 inch and 5/16 on this side. So hopefully you can see that there. And so that's pretty nice. And then they come down, and then I start again. And so this is 15/16 on this side and 1 inch on this side. And then they start going all the way down. So my smallest one that I have on the double box is going to be 7/16 and 3/8. And so that's what we have here. So that's my double line V. So I got my combination over here on this side, got my double box, double open on this side. My largest double open is going to be the 1 5/16, and then also the 1 inch on this side. And then it goes all the way down. Let's see if we can grab it here. It's going to go all the way down to 1/2 inch and then 9/16. And so that's what we have there. So this is my double line Flying V collection that I have. So between the ratchets that we just talked about, some of the sockets, some of the other collection, and then the wrenches. So that's what I have so far. All right, so let's go ahead and go down to the next drawer. Since we're right here, I won't have to move the camera as much. But you'll notice on this drawer, I have a combination and some double box end. And so this is the single line V. This is where I'm keeping all of those. And so this goes 1 inch all the way down to 5/16. And then the double box goes 15/16, 1 inch. And then it goes down to 1/4 and 5/16 on that side. Now over here, you may have remembered one of those early videos. We got, I think, what was it, like $4 or whatever it was. We got some wrenches, a bag of wrenches. I forget how much it was. But anyways, this was part of it. And remember, we called this the cray. And so the gentleman got, he must have needed a stubby, but a big one. And so he cut the wrench in half, and that's what he did. So we got the 1 1/4, and then we also have the 1 and 5/16. And so it was probably a double box or double open end, and that's what he did to it. So anyways, that's kind of fun. Oh, and we have our starter wrench right over here. And so you can see that we have that going on in that direction. So that is cool. You can see the single line V. So it says V starter anyways, and manifold wrench. And so, so that's what we're sitting at there. If we come just adjacent to that over here on this side, we will see that we have this drawer. Sorry about my fingers in the way there. So we have this drawer, and this is going to be our single line V as well. So we got a lot of different ratchets coming on in here. You might remember this one in one of our recent videos. I scored that for $10. They wanted $24, but it was locked up. Just took it apart, gave it a bath, and re-lubed it. Back in service, works perfect, looks brand new. Got the 1/2 inch breaker bar. We got a couple of these round head fine tooth ratchets in 1/2 inch, and then we got 3 of them in the 3/8 inch. And then we got some variety of different ones. Remember this ratchet over here was a swivel, the flex head. And so with the push button as well, we scored that for $1. These crow's feet, incidentally, we got those, and I happened to see these in a toolbox, and I was buying something else out of the toolbox. But anyways, inside there, I seen one crow's foot, and I didn't realize the whole rest of it was in there. Anyways, I paid only $5, and I got the whole set. And then, of course, you can't forget we got our Craftsman, that new old stock that still came in the bag. So we just scored those recently. And then we just have some other sockets that we have going on with the single line V. Don't forget about our nut breaker back there. I got a couple 1/4 inch breaker bars. We also got our speed wrench. So that's what this drawer has in it now. Okay, so from there, our bottom drawer, this is where I house some of my bigger tools. We have that Crown logo, and so as we go through and look and see what's inside here, this is what we have. And so this is going to be our 3/4 inch set. And so this bad boy is massive. So we love that. So there's that. That's where I house my 3/4 inch ratchet and the big old sockets that go with it. And then as we get going over here on this side, you can see I got a lot more 3/4 inch sockets that go with it, and some miscellaneous sockets that I say miscellaneous or sets. And so I'm not even sure what these are. Let's look. I think they're G's or something like that. Yeah, so this is just a G. So I just didn't have a place to put them at the time. And this one is a G as well. So I got a couple sets of G's that we built out, and that's where we have those there. Then you'll notice that I also have this KD 3/4 inch breaker bar. And so I didn't have a place to put it, so I just put it right there. Okay, now that's the whole center section of our 84 inch toolbox. So as we come over here to the left of that big drawer, you may have been wondering, what do you have in there? Well, my goodness, one of the collections that is hard for me to find is anything. You might notice that I have this 1/2 inch Craftsman Circle U. Hopefully you can see that Circle U. And man, I've been looking for some Circle U like crazy. I can't even find the ratchet for it. I found some sockets, as you can see there. We also have this 1/2 inch speeder wrench. We also have this 3/8 speeder wrench. All of it is Circle U, but I don't have a ratchet. Oh my goodness, it just drives me nuts. So anyways, so there's that. And then as we come over here to this side, since we're right along the top drawer, I might show you that over here, incidentally, this is where I house my Circle H. So you can see this is that underline C, and then it has a Circle H. By the way, check that bad boy out. Look how beautiful that is. Man, is that gorgeous or what? Now, this is one that I, very early on, I restored it and just kind of cleaned it all up. And for me, I know some people, they just think it's a sin to do it, and I get it. I leave some just as natural as it can be. This particular one, I took the liberty of doing it, and it is gorgeous. So hopefully you think the same thing. And if you don't, I'm sorry I offended you. Okay, so there's a 1/2 inch, and incidentally, when I scored that, I also scored this little 3/8 inch, same type of thing, Circle H. So we love that. And then this is all my goodies that I have with the Circle H. So I've been able to find some 1/4 inch, some 3/8 inch. I've been able to find some 1/2 inch, some breaker bars in 3/8, 1/2 inch, a variety of different sockets as well. And so that's what we have in this drawer is our Circle H that we have. This is just that old knife I found. You might remember it's a Vietnam issued Camillus. So 1968, never been used, brand new. In fact, that little paper bag that I threw up on top of the toolbox, that's what it came wrapped in when I found it in a closet that hadn't been explored in a long time. Okay, down here, since we're right here, this is our next drawer. And this is not Craftsman, this is actually Husky. So you have to ignore some of these back here because I need to move those into a different drawer, constantly moving stuff around. But as we go through, check this out. It looks just like a Craftsman, right? So made by the same people. But notice it has that long H that connects up to the Y. So it's an old Husky. Did you know Husky's been around that long? And my goodness, look at that. So it's gorgeous, right? So it dates back to the late 30s, early 40s. Again, this bad boy, can you hear that? Beautiful, beautiful. So I love that. Anyways, that was one that I redid as well. So we have those. And then over here, see if I can get around to this side, happen to have this box with the long H connected to the Y. And then we have these sockets that go with it as well. So we got a complete matching set, 1/2 inch. This one has the breaker bar. So this is the set that came with this box. And so, goodness, I love that. And then, of course, you might remember I had this little Husky box that we had there. That's my Circle H drawer, incidentally. All right. So from there, let's go tackle the rest of this on this side, and then we'll come back because the other side's going to take me just a minute. And so down here, incidentally, if you're wondering, this is where I've been keeping my 6-point Craftsman. And if you collect any type of Craftsman, you know that these 6 points are probably the little harder find that way. And then over here, this is where we have some tappet wrenches. And so those are pretty cool. Got several different sizes of those. We just got some miscellaneous wrenches that I haven't got a chance to put anywhere. So that's what we have there. And then from there, the next one down is just a bunch of miscellaneous ratchets that we have here. And so you'll notice that we just have plenty of those 1/2 inch ratchets here. And so these ones could have all kinds of models on them. Like this is the VU 44809. And so they just kind of go from there. Now the only thing, now you might remember I did this box last time. The only thing I moved out of that box was these gold label ones. And so I don't know that we talked about those very much, but let me get a close-up look so you can see it. And so I don't know about you, but I just think they're kind of sweet looking. And so I got the 1/2 inch and also got the 1/4 inch. I do not have the 3/8 inch, so I'm on the hunt for that. One of these days I'll find a 3/8 inch and make a matching set. And then of course we got some of these other ones, new old stock back here. So some polished ones and some regular, what is this, 44809 as well. How about this one? Have you guys seen this one before? And so this is a flex head, and so 3/8 inch, but it has this black handle on it. And so not that it's crazy expensive by any means at all, but they're just hard to find. I mean, how often do you run across those? Maybe you guys have them in your toolboxes like crazy. Maybe you have as many as I have of these crazy things. But for me, it's the first one I found. So there's that. Down here, let's look at this drawer real quick, and then we'll kind of move over to the other side perhaps. So as I'm looking at this drawer, we see that we have a straight claw Craftsman. And so when we look at, see if we can bring that logo in. There we go. So we have that Craftsman logo. And then as we go through, this one is a Craftsman, is a fiberglass one. But the Craftsman logo is down at the handle. So man, I just thought those are cool. So I bought some new old stock right here, or not new old stock, some brand new pieces and over the holidays, and I was going to do a review, and I just never got around to it. So this is the newer Craftsman V series. Had some sockets, and so they're still in the package, and they're just sitting here. How sad is that? So we got some drill bits and some punches, but check out this one. And so the old Crown logo, and so this one is an old torque wrench, and it's still sitting in the box. Man, look how clean that box is. It is just like brand new. Man, love that. And so anyways, I just thought, wow, I'm going to keep that just like that. I'm not even going to use it. We're just going to keep it there. So anyways, oh, and the red box, incidentally, just has, I think it's a Chinese made, but it's spline drive. So it has some wrenches, and it also has some, let's see here, wrenches and sockets and ratchets. And so, all right, I already covered that drawer. Let's see, did we cover this one? So this is just some miscellaneous pipe wrenches. And so some of them I cleaned up, some of them I haven't, but that's what we have there. And so as we go through and look at all of these, you know, they're kind of different. Some of them I cleaned up, like I said. But notice this one here. So this one is made in Greenfield, Massachusetts. And I can't quite read that logo, not on my little tiny camera here. In fact, here's another look at that logo. And so if you remember what it is, or maybe if I can find it, I'll put it on screen. But you'll notice the shape of that pipe wrench. And I forget what they call that angle. So if you know that, please put it in the description. But notice what it says, Little Giant, 10 inch. But notice the date. So the date is February the 4th, 1913 is a patent date on this. My goodness. That's how back this bad boy's going. Over 100 years. So I love that. So that one will probably be with me for the rest of my days, obviously. And so, so there's that. All right, so we got just a few more drawers on this side. So we already did that one. So we got, what, 2 or 3 more drawers. So this is what's in this drawer here. Now, as I go through and look at this one, this is my Firestone collection that I have, and I don't have a lot. That's why it's only sitting in this little tiny box. But as I go through and I open up this box, you might notice that they also, Firestone, had a version of that pebble handle, kind of like those some of those other plumb wrenches and ratchets that we have. And so this is my Firestone collection. I haven't cleaned them up, haven't done anything with them. So we got the 3/8, we got a 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch needs cleaned up pretty bad. We got a breaker bar, we got a few sockets, and so that's the Firestone ratchets and collection that I have. So I just kind of threw it in this little box here. And so how awesome is that, right? Now we have some Hinsdale. Now you might remember Luke brought over this this awesome Hinsdale wrench. And so, wow, look at this. This is just awesome. Let's see if we can get a, yeah, there it is, 1.25 inches. And then let's see here, 1 3/4 that 3/8? I think something like that, or 5/8. No, I can't quite read it here. 3/8 maybe. So anyways, this is what we're looking at in regards to this large wrench that we have here, double box wrench. And then the black box, you might remember, this is our Hinsdale. If you hadn't watched that video, man, this was a challenge. This one kicked my butt. But we salvaged it at the end. And so when we open that up, this is what we have in that box. And so we got some square drive sockets, and then we got all of these over here on this side, which is going to be our 6 points. And so we have our anvil, we have our breaker bar, and then we have our ratchet. You might remember our ratchet. How cool is that? Look at that. And so, man, if you haven't seen that video, we don't have time to go over it and demonstrate it, but look at that. And then look at how beautiful that logo pops. This is our Hinsdale. All right, so there's what I keep in this drawer. And then as we go through the next drawer, just some miscellaneous boxes. And so I don't know if we have time to do it all, but one of the things that's in this black one, you probably remember this video. This was our Ray set, the Ray socket wrench set. So this is that set that we were able to get from Theodore, I believe, up north of me here. And so we cleaned it all up. We left pretty much the logo and the box the same. We just cleaned up all the tools. And so how beautiful is that? Man, if you haven't seen that video, you need to go see that. That is a beaut right there. And so you know me, I'm just a sucker for old boxes. This is nothing really even related to tools, but it was just an old Dickey box. So I love that. So in this box here, let's see if I can do this. So this is an Artisan. And so I don't have many there. I just found the box, a few sockets. And so that is something I'm always on the lookout to see if I can fill that one day. And then we have our steel bond box, which was kind of cool looking. Okay, so on this one here, this one, if you remember, this was that Excelite. And so as we go through and lift this open, now I haven't done anything with this. This is going to be on a future video when I clean it up. But you might remember as we look at these, this was those wrenches that were just cool as all get out. Let's see if I can even get one out of here. I'm not even sure if I can. Doggone it, I should have planned this better. There we go. And so you might remember on these ones, this little multi-head tappet wrench. And so how cool is that? Man, look how beautiful that is. But look at that. Patent date on this is April the 29th, 1925. And so the way it works, incidentally, if you hadn't seen this, for some of you friends that are just joining us newer on the channel, you go through and you slip it on, you click that button, and it locks in place. And so now you have a 5/8 inch, so you have multiple heads, and they come in thin, and they also come in a thicker head as well. But my goodness, look how beautiful that is. So anyways, that's one of the things that I keep in here. I got to keep going because, man, I'll just talk about all kinds of stuff for too long. This is the original color, by the way. Maybe you put that in your comments. What do you think about me going back to that original color, which is kind of like this box down here? So I think that might be kind of cool. All right, so there's what we have there. See if I can slip this back in, hopefully. Maybe it goes this other way. Yeah, there we go. So put that back together. And so we have that. And then you remember this one? This was the Stupor Mat, something like that. This was that video I did up until that garage tour. This is my #1 video, incidentally. Remember I entitled it the tool brand that stumped Google. Well, this was one that we were going through. Finally, there was some kind subscribers that were in Europe. They found one on eBay, but that's the only other reference we see for this tool brand that was there. So that was one. That's something else that's inside here. And this one here is just a set that I picked up from a gentleman. He was a nice collector. Had some real high-end stuff. Anyways, this is from Spain. I don't know that it's worth all that, but anyways, at least wanted to grab something out of there, so I did that. So there is that. Let's see here. We got this we got this hex set drive that's here, just a miscellaneous set. And then you might be wondering what's inside here. And so as we go through, I need to do a little bit more research on this, but I think it's kind of dating back to an old industrial type of socket here. But anyways, I went ahead and cleaned this up and got this looking just really sweet that way. So that's kind of what we have there. All right, so that's this drawer. Since we're already getting so long, we'll move on down the road to our last drawer, which is basically a whole lot of nothing. And so this one here, let's see here, I got a little box that I was trying to collect some Esco stuff in. And so that's kind of cool. So we got that. And then we got a little Stevens Walden box. And so I don't have a lot in there, just got some extensions and some sockets, and that's about it. And then let's see here, little pocket tackle box, not even a toolbox, but I just thought the box was cute as all get out, so I bought that and put that in here. And then the rest of this stuff down here is some modification, so tools that people have modified and such like that. And so there you go. That's what we have in our 84-inch Husky toolbox that we have here. And so let me go ahead and get turned around and I'll be right back here, okay? My goodness, man, it just seems, I try to make them short. I try to run through them. I'm not trying to spend a lot of time on these boxes here, but sometimes, man, there's just a lot of stuff in those, right? And so what did you think? Did you have a favorite? You had a minute to think about it as we got reset up. So what was your favorite? To me, you know what? Those amber handles, I'm just in love with those. That is just a sweet, sweet collection, I think, that we have going on there. But whatever you think, put it in the comments below. We'd love to hear that. And so if you're brand new to the channel, please hit subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. YouTube likes that. It helps us grow a little bit. And speaking of growth, my goodness, can you believe that? We passed 1,000. We're on the way up to 1,100. In fact, we're just a little shy. It's just going too fast, it almost seems, right? It's kind of like when your kids grow up. Slow down a little bit. I want to enjoy the moment. All right, so there you go. That's what we have. Thank you very much for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you on the next video.